Guess who's back?
That's right, it's your boy Smith72 back at again with another video. And today, boys, we are doing Dinomorphia gameplay. In this video, we're doing in-depth guides. So if you are new to Dinomorphia, you want to learn it, stay tuned for this video, boys, because today we are doing analysis of games. I'll be going through what I think when I play this game. I just got a new haircut, so rate the trim. Anyway. And guys, I hope you enjoyed that intro. But yeah, as I was saying, more serious now. You know, yeah, this is a Dinomorphia just gameplay review. So I just played a few games of Dinomorphia, and I'm gonna go through with my head. I'm gonna go through my thought process of how I'm playing these games, what I'm thinking about. So hopefully anyone who wants to pick up their deck can. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. What's up, guys? Welcome to game 1, and in this game we are versing a YUGIOH. That's right, the tier 1 meta deck, and guess what? We destroy it. But anyway, yeah, let's just quickly go through this hand before the replay starts. So we have Trap Trick, we have Dinomorph Domain, which is great. You know, we have access to our engine. We have Ferret Flames, we have Port Duale to dig further, and we have a Diplos. So yeah, to start off with, I just use the Duale straight away, you know, to dig a bit further. And look, we get, there's Imperm, Ferret Flames, which we already have, and Soul of the Supreme King. What do you think we grab here? That's right, Soul of the Supreme King here, 100%, because, bro, this card's so broken, bro. If you open Soul of the Supreme King, plus your Domain or Frenzy, bro, it's over, boys. It's over, trust me. So, yeah, we grab that straight away. And then, obviously, now, I believe we get Drolled, which is so good for us, bro. Droll do not do anything into our deck, guys. Trust me. If you see Droll, just know that you've won. Trust me, trust me. Well, obviously, we dump in Diplos, and here I go for the Sonic. It's just, it stops them giving us battle damage, which is nice, because obviously our Domain will stop burn damage and all that. So, yeah, we dump the Sonic there. And then, obviously, we set 4. And remember, guys, Trap Trick here, banish one normal trap from your deck, except Trap Trick. And if you do set one card with the same number directly from the deck, it can be activated the turn this is set. So, basically, you can activate, you can search a normal trap and set it, and then use it the same turn. But remember, this is the important part. You can activate one trap card for the rest of the turn after this card resolves. So we have to use this last, guys. Otherwise, we can't use any of our other set cards. So just remember that. Obviously, at the start of the step, the first thing I do is obviously use Soul of the Supreme King, because this will just lock them out of spells, right? If they use spells, they are in for a lot of a worse time. So if they do use spells, we obviously get the crazy advantage that Soul of the Supreme King brings us. But also, if they don't, they're kind of, you know, forced to like not use half their engine. So it's just a really good card to start with, and obviously also halves our life points. So yeah, it's just a really good card to start with. And generally, we don't really want to use our Domain yet, guys, and I'll tell you why. Look, they have no cards on the field. Do you know what that means? Imperm. We can get Impermed. If we chained Domain to this and summon Domain out, guess what happens? We straight up lose, alright? Because if they have Imperm in hand and we straight away use Domain, we just lose. Obviously, it's during the main phase, so you can't actually activate it yet. But, you know what I mean? Do not use this until they've committed a card, guys. Just remember that. And that's why Soul of the Supreme King is so good, because it kind of forces them to do something, right? And it generally means they can't really use spell cards. So anything they can do is use like a monster effect. And as soon as they do, that's when we can go into the Domain, alright? So yeah, just remember that. That's important. So obviously, this guy starts with Ice YUGIOH. And look what he gets out. He gets out X YUGIOH. And if you don't know what X YUGIOH does, look, you can special summon this card by sending one XYZ monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This is also one of the outs of Dinomorphia right now, guys. Because if you didn't know, the best out to Extreme right now is Aggregator, right? And they sent Aggregate to the graveyard off X YUGIOH. So I'm sure his hand has the other YUGIOH monsters in it. So he didn't need to he didn't have to special summon this out, which is so good for us right now. Because obviously that means Rexstrom can't be outed with Aggregator right now because it's on field. So that's already going crazy for us. That's kind of a misplay from him, because he would usually want to save this to out our Rexstrom. So one, we don't have to worry about that. And two, what do they have? What do they have control of right now? Monsters. You know what that means? They can't Imperm us. So, you know what our next play is? That's right. But look, they have Ash. Alright? So we use Domain now, because they have monsters. We're not afraid of the Imperm, and we want to stop all of their effects. But they Ash. You know what that means? So what we do immediately? We chain Trap Trick to that, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, this means we won't be able to use the Ferret Flames, but that's not important right now. And look what we drop. Look what we... That's right. We get Frenzy with the trap trick, right? So that means as soon as that, obviously that stops the domain, and then as soon as that happens, obviously we're going to then activate Frenzy, and we get our extra out immediately. Look at our life points, we're on 1,000. Any monster with 1,000 more attack can't activate, and obviously we can activate his effect to stop any other effects. And then he decides to actually go into spell or traps. But obviously, don't forget, we still have Soul of the Supreme King in the graveyard. Remember that, guys. So, that's it. Look, we summon this out, and look at that. He surrenders, bro. Like, what's he meant to do there? See, we played that well. You know, we played around Imperm, we played around Aggregator, and generally, guys, if you open both engines, Soul of the Supreme King and Dinomorphia, you're in for a treat, guys. Just remember that, like, you are bing chilling if that happens, dude. Alright, guys, and here we are into the next replay. And this hand, guys, is another interesting hand. And I wanted to include this replay so you know what to do in situations like this. So as you see here, we have 2 Iron Thunder, which is a crazy card. But look at the rest of our hand. We have a Sonic, which is useless right now. Because look, we have no Dinomorphia cards, so this card isn't live. With the Gravedigger's Trap Hole, which once again is a really nice card. And can be used in a lot of situations as long as they have something that can activate in the graveyard. And then we also have a Trap Trick. So obviously, once again, this card has the lock. So we really want to use this last. But then that means we do have access to our Rection, which is nice. But another secret cheeky little thing about Iron Thunder, guys. Read this card. Have you noticed what it doesn't have? That's right, a once per turn restriction. So we can use this twice, guys. So obviously, with a hand like this, we're just going to set 5 here. But there is an argument that because the Sonic isn't live, you could like not set it. Because you also can't set the Trap Trick, right? You can't set a card with a Trap Trick if your columns are full. But at the same time, there's the argument you're going to use the Iron Thunders first. So you're going to have room for the Trap Trick so you can set all 5. And if you don't set the Sonic, that means it won't be live for the next turn. So once you get like your Dinomorphia monsters in play, your Sonic won't be live. And also just having 5 face downs is also extra mind games for your opponent. So I think it is worth setting the Sonic here. But yeah, let's see what we do here. Obviously, yeah, we settle 5. And in this situation, guys, look what I've done. Do you see what I've done here? Because I want you to think about this, because I don't want you guys doing stupid stuff with your Iron Thunders. Notice how the only card... Alright, how do I explain this for you guys that haven't played the deck that much? What does this card do? Read it. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, pay half life points, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. Then destroy any cards in the same column as that card. So basically, any card in the column of that activated effect card or monster gets destroyed. So let's say that, and that's not the Iron Thunder, guys. So let's say they activate a monster here and the Iron Thunder activates here. It doesn't destroy anything in this column. It will destroy anything that in the activated cards column. So if they, let's say they put a monster here and activate its effect and use Iron Thunder, it will then destroy your Gravedigger's Trap Hole, if you know what I mean. So what are the most common spots people like to put cards? That's right, the middle, the left and the right column, right? People don't usually put cards in the left and far right. So, to avoid your destroying other valuable cards, look what we've done. We put the 2 Iron Thunders in the middle and the Sonic, which we know isn't going to get value. And then we put the other really strong cards, which is the Gravedigger's Trap Hole and the Trap Trick, which we're going to use to get into Rexstrom on the sides, because our opponents are more likely to play into these 3 columns here. So if they play into one of these 2, obviously we can activate the Iron Thunder in the column which they use, which means the only thing that gets destroyed is our Iron Thunder, which we've already used, so we don't lose anything there. And if they place it in this left column, then it just destroys the Sonic, which isn't live anyway. So that's why we put these 3 in the middle, and that's just a cheeky little tip I want to give you, so you guys don't end up like, I don't know, putting your Trap Trick in the middle, and then they like their first place they activate a monster here, and it's like a really important one that you have to activate. Like you have to stop, and then you lose your own Trap Trick, right? I don't want you guys doing that. So remember, put all of your less valuable cards in the middle if you're using Iron Thunder. And the other thing, we do want to use our Iron Thunders and Gravedigger's Trap Hole before we use Trap Trick, because obviously once we use it, we can't only activate 1 extra trap that turn, which will obviously be the Rex to get the Rexstorm out. So we want to use all of these first. So yeah, let's see what we do. Let's see what we do anyway. So obviously they start the turn, and look, Sylvia of the White Forest. So we're versing White Forest here. I'll be honest, guys, I don't really know what this deck does too much right now. I haven't looked into it yet. But it activates his effect, obviously, as suspected, in the center column. What did I say? Every player is doing this. They're going to use these 3 columns. So, obviously, we activate the Iron Thunder directly in front of it to stop it. There you go. And then, what's that? Maynard of White. So they're playing White Forest Blue Eyes. I don't know the synergies here, but obviously Maiden White is once again a custom card. So show what we do. That's right, we use Gravediggers, Trap Hole, get the value of our Gravediggers as well. So there goes our Gravediggers. Then, they use Magnum Heart. I don't want them getting anything with their Magnum Heart. So show what I do. I activate the Eye of Thunder as well. Stop that. And then, now we know that Sonic's not live. So what do we really have left? That's right, we have the Trap Trick. So that at this point, that's when we use Trap Trick and we get the Frenzy. And then straight away go into it. To be fair, we could have probably let them play because we're now under Imperm, which is a bit of a misplay. Remember, guys, if they have no cards, you don't really want to like summon your Rexterm out. So we really could have waited a bit, which I didn't do, which is kind of a misplay, guys. I would, if I could go back in this game, wait for them to use the next card and then chain our Frenzy after that. But in this case, they just surrender because they can't do anything. And that, guys, is kind of, I just want to, you know what I mean? I was trying to show you how you kind of think as a Dinomorphia player with your Iron Thunders if you don't have access to your engine. You know what I mean? If you have Trap Trick and like how you use the Trap Trick to get the most value out of all your cards on the field. And I hope that got kind of cleared it up for you guys. All right, next game, boys. We are in to Melodious, I believe. And the hand is Domain, Phyresia, Pot, Solar Supreme King, and Infinite Impermanence. Once again, guys, this is a crazy hand because we already have access to Solar Supreme King and Domain, and we can also search using Phyresia. So we can either search Frenzy if we really wanted to, we wouldn't, or obviously what we're gonna do, which will be Intact, because if that's kind of the rule, right? If you have Domain or Frenzy, you usually want to search Intact with Phyresia so you can stop the Ash if they have it. And obviously we also have an Imperm, which is a really good going first and second card. So obviously that's another 3 monster negate for us. So I believe we start off this by summoning Phyresia, setting the Intact as so. And I believe we do dig, only banish 3. And look, we found I believe we get, the Ferret Flames, because obviously Gravedigger's Trap Hole's really nice as well. Obviously that was one of the options. But we don't really know what we're versing. If we're not versing anything that uses the Graveyard, it tends to not be too crazy, obviously. But Ferret Flames is generically good. So in this instance, I went for the Ferret Flames here. Because obviously this is just a free board wipe, guys. This card's crazy. And obviously, as you expect, we set 4. And at the start of the phase, obviously, we go straight back into our Solar Supreme King like we did the other game. And once again, we're going to let them summon monsters before we do anything, guys. And he actually Kaiju'd it, which is pretty mental. Like, he pretty much bricked, I believe. But, yeah, that was crazy. So he Kaiju'd it. He had Regeki and he had a Kaiju. Destroyed all monsters. But I believe he bricked because he couldn't do anything else from that position. So obviously on our turn, straight away activate Domain. Ash. But obviously with the Ash, remember that's why we set this Intact, guys. Because on our turn, we use Domain to try and get out, our monsters. He Ashes it. And then we just use Intact because it negates monster effects. So that's negated and we get Ketchagina out. Obviously, we then use Ketchagina, go to the Rexstrom because I just want to get my life points as low as possible. And then attack. But yeah, we go to Ketchagina, attack, and then we just set because obviously that's all we can really do. But we're in a good spot because he can't activate too much. Like, he can't activate this card on the field right now. So he kind of has to end. Then use Alert on his turn. Bring back Ketchagina, right? Because our life points, right, guys, are so low right now. Our Ketchagina is a big boy right now. Obviously, 3,750 attack. So, obviously, yeah, I'll just use the Alert because I'm in a pretty comfortable spot. You can save the Alert here because if they do out the Rexstrom, you can then use Alert to bring it back straight away, which is a crazy play, guys. So, remember, you can do that. But, obviously, I was trying to end the game. So, yeah, I pretty much summoned the Ketchagina back because I'm also not too worried. Because if they out the Rexstrom, I do have the Infinite Impermanence, which obviously is a monster negate. And we still have the Ferret Flames, right? So we're chilling. That's a board wipe. Look at our life points. That is just a guaranteed board wipe when your life points are this low. So yeah, I summoned the Ketchagina out as well. Obviously, we draw for turn. I actually used the Ferret Flames as well. Because, obviously, he doesn't have anything else to stop it. And obviously, that monster was protecting him. So we use the Ferret Flames. So then it gets rid of the monster. And then we attack directly twice per game, guys. It's just that easy. That's why Ferret Flames is also a crazy card. Because it's not only good on your opponent's turn, it's good on your turn. Because obviously they think they're safe behind their defense position monsters. Then boom, activate the Frenzy Flame, attack, for game. Anyway, boys, let's get into the next one. And here we are, guys, into the next one. So let's check this hand out. So what do we have here? We have Soul of the King again. Oh, what a beautiful card. So once again, we're into our craziest engine. We have Pharesia. So we have access to our engine, as long as this card doesn't get stopped. We have Gravediggers, which is a really nice card. If we're versing YUGIOH again, then we have an out for Aggregator already. This is why we main this card in this current format. And then obviously Solemn Strike, another lovely card. And then Pot. So the first thing I do here is just dig with the Pot, see what we get. Strike, we already have Frenzy and Pharesia. So obviously we get the Frenzy here because we can grab it with Pharesia, but it's not guaranteed. And if we just grab the Frenzy now, obviously that means what are we going to do with this Pharesia, guys? That's right, we're going to grab the Intact. So yeah, he draws. Once again, guys, draw is not good into this deck. So if people are running that card, they lose. Like, it doesn't do anything. If people are running Nib, guess what? They lose. It doesn't do anything into our deck. Even Furlos and all of that. None of the new hand traps really ruin our deck that much. It's just... Stunnoff is such a nice deck for the fact that you don't have to worry about so many cards, man. But obviously, we grab the Intact as usual. And as you expect, we set 4 here. Obviously, we're going to activate the Soul of the King straight away. Obviously, getting out our lovely boy. So now we cannot activate spell cards. And here he actually activates a Fiends of Engraver. I straight up just negate it with the Gravediggers. I just don't want to risk it, you know. Some of the Fiendsmith engine is really nice because, you know, it can force out so much stuff. So I'd rather deal with it now with the Gravediggers trap hole. Obviously, now we are on the risk of Aggregator, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But I then use the Frenzy. And obviously, once again, the Ash comes out. But once again, guys, what did we set? That's right, the Intact. So let's play this. Obviously, there goes the Intact. We stop the Ash. And obviously, we're going to go to Ketchagina. Then Ketchagina's effect. And we're going to get the Rexterm out. And now we still have a Solemn Strike ready. But unfortunately, we cannot use it because of our attack. And I believe we kind of misplayed there. Because I think we could have activated the Solemn Strike instead of the Intact there. So that was a misplay on my behalf. Because that meant the Intact would have been live. And the Solemn Strike would have been used. So that's a little misplay, guys. There you would have wanted to have used the Solemn Strike if we had enough life points. Can't remember now. But yeah, that's pretty much... He had to kind of end turn there. Because he clearly couldn't do much after we stopped the Engraver, which is lovely. And I believe, yeah, we just attacked for game. So there's another example of, even though he's running a really good engine like the Fiendsmith package, we easily took the W. So guys, I know you forgot to do this, but luckily I remembered last thing. That's why, you know, the replay's different. I got my hair cut because I actually recorded the intro and outro before the rest of the video. That's why my hair looks longer in the actual main part of the video. But obviously, this is the deck profile now, guys. So we'll keep it simple. Triple Pharesia, double Diplos, triple Pot of Duality, Prosperity, triple Frenzy, triple Domain, triple Alert, double Intact, one Sonic, one Brute, triple Iron Thunder, triple Imperm, double Ferret, triple Soul of the Supreme King, obviously, card's crazy, triple Gravediggers, Solemn Strike. Also, these trap holes could also be Solemn Judgments if you wanted, or you can, you can switch out what you want. Double Trap Trick. Then for the monsters, we've got triple Rexterm, triple Ketchagina, double Stealth Bergia. All those are Cray Dragon, I think that's how you say it. Supreme King's Arc, Crystal Clearwing, Sigro Dragon, Typhon, SP Lil Knight, Brave Eyes, and obviously the one Tornado Dragon. And the extra deck right now is triple Evenly, triple Lancia, triple D-Shifter, which will actually have to get changed now. Let me remove those because of the new ban list, you know. Shifter's at 1 now. Triple Droll, which I was probably going to get rid of anyway, and triple Judgment. You can see my actual list, guys, in my other video. I'll link it down in the description, my Dinomorphia deck profile, but it is here if you do want to just copy it here. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the outro.
And that is the end of the video, boys. If you did like that, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. If I missed saying in the comments below in one of the replays, don't forget to, just let me know. Let everyone else know, we're all trying to improve at this deck. And if you have any other decks you want me to cover or any sort of Yu-Gi-Oh content you'd like me to do, don't forget to tell me. But anyway, don't ask me why I'm standing up. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, boys. Hope to see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you then.